Okay, we have a true value investor here and a pretty successful one as well. Bill Nygren has outperformed the market over the past 30 years. While the S&P 500 has grown by 8.1% annually during that time, Bill Nygren's portfolio has grown at the rate of 10.4% per year. Although that 2.3% difference might not seem like much, over 30 years, it really adds up. Let's take a look at the top 10 positions in Bill Nygren's Oakmark Select Fund. We'll explore the history of those investments and, with any luck, uncover some valuable insights into how he achieved such incredible results. Let's start with the 10th biggest position, Capital One Financial. It makes up 5.2% of his portfolio, and last quarter he reduced this position by 19.6%. Capital One Financial is an American bank holding company. Its operations are divided into three main segments: credit cards, consumer banking, and commercial banking. Bill Nygren bought his first shares in 2008 for around $49 per share. About a year later, the stock dropped to $12, but Bill didn't take the losses. He only started selling a small number of shares when the price was much closer to his original purchase price. Over the years, he continued buying and selling while the stock gradually increased in the long term. However, there have been some really interesting moves between 2020 and now. When the stock price dropped over 50% in a single quarter, he didn't sell. It was only as the price began to recover that he started trimming this position. Then, in the second half of 2022, the price dropped again, and this time he began buying a significant number of shares. When the price reached around $130, he started selling again. It's too early to draw any conclusions from just one position, but in this case, he's acting like a classic value investor. He doesn't let the market dictate his actions. Instead, he takes a contrarian approach, and he shows a lot of patience. Next up is Paycom Software. It makes up 5.2% of his portfolio, and last quarter he added to this position 11.8%. Paycom Software is an American company that provides online payroll and human resources management software. Bill Nygren bought his first shares in Q4 2023, so this is a new investment for him and we can't really draw any conclusions yet. What we do know is that he believes it is a good investment opportunity. If you want to learn more about Paycom, check out my video analyzing the company. You can find the link in the description below. Next up is Deere Co. It also makes up 5.2% of his portfolio, and last quarter he added to this position 102.7%. Deere Co. is doing business as John Deere. It manufactures agriculture machinery, heavy equipment, and forestry machinery. Bill Nygren bought his first shares in Q1 2024, so that is another new investment. We can see that the price went down substantially and that Bill Nygren doubled his investment at this new price. So maybe looking at this company may also be a good idea. Next up is Intercontinental Exchange. It makes up 5.4% of his portfolio, and last quarter he reduced this position by 1.7%. Intercontinental Exchange operates global financial exchanges, providing a wide range of services, including mortgage technology, data, and listing services. Bill Nygren bought his first shares in Q4 2022 for around $100. Now the price is closer to $135, and we can see that he kept adding to this position as long as the price stayed below 110. Now that the price is higher, he's slightly trimming this position. Next up is Lithia Motors. It makes up 5.7% of his portfolio, and last quarter he did not make any changes to this position. Lithia Motors is one of the largest automotive dealership groups in the United States, specializing in both new and used vehicle sales. Bill Nygren bought his first shares in Q1 2022 for around $300. For almost 2 years, the price stayed below his initial purchase, but he kept adding to this position, lowering his average cost. Once again, we see that when he believes a stock is well priced, he takes advantage of the market. He doesn't get scared when the price drops. Instead, he sees it as an opportunity. His fifth biggest position is Charles Schwab Corporation. But before we dive into this investment, I just want to remind you that you only have until this Monday to pre-order our brand new course on company valuation. So don't miss the chance to get a 20% discount by using the code you see on the screen right now. And this course can unlock your full investment potential, because thanks to it, you will be able to value any company not only with discounted cash flow analysis, but also with comparable company analysis, dividend discount model, and with PEGI ratio. And all of that without any math skills, because as a bonus, you will get a free access to our valuation calculator, which helps with all those calculations. So just go to stockinvesting.academy or click the link below. Okay, back to Bill Nygren. Charles Schwab Corporation makes up 6.4% of his portfolio, and last quarter he did not make any changes to this position. Charles Schwab Corporation is a financial service company that provides a range of investment and banking services. It is one of the largest brokerage firms in the United States. Bill Nygren bought his first shares in Q1 2023 for around $52. Now the price is closer to $73, so it seems like a good investment. However, it's still too early to draw any conclusions about this position. Next up is IQVIA Holdings Incorporated. It makes up 7% of his portfolio, and last quarter he did not make any changes to this position. IQVIA Holdings is a leading global provider of advanced analytics, technology solutions, and clinical research services for healthcare industry. Bill Nygren bought his first shares in Q3 2023, making it another new investment that unfortunately doesn't reveal much about his investment style. However, we can still use it as an inspiration and analyze this company. And we get to the podium places. His third biggest position is First Citizen Bancshares Incorporated. It makes up 7.5% of his portfolio, and last quarter he added to this position 9.4%. First Citizens Bancshares Incorporated is a financial holding company based in the United States. Bill Nygren bought his first shares in Q1 2021 for around $835, but he made it a significant investment a year later when the price dropped to $665. As the price skyrocketed to $1,680, he slowly sold a portion of his investment. This is yet another example of a great investment, where he took advantage of the price drop and then benefited from the recovery. I have to say his consistency is impressive. Next up is CBRE Group. It makes up 7.6% of his portfolio, and last quarter he did not make any changes to this position. CBRE Group is an American commercial real estate services and investment firm. It is the world's largest company in this sector. Bill Nygren bought his first shares in Q1 2014 for around $27. While the price remained close to that level, he kept on adding to this position. When the price rose above $40, he started to sell, and he definitely made some great money on this investment. However, it's worth noting that the price didn't move much during the first 4 years, but he just kept buying. This is a clear sign that he is a true contrarian. He knows he's right, but he also understands that it may take years for the market to recognize it. So he patiently waits, and after few years, he starts to reap the rewards. And his biggest portfolio position is Alphabet. It makes up 9% of his portfolio, and last quarter he did not make any changes to this position. Alphabet is a parent company of Google. It operates across various sectors, including internet services, advertising, cloud computing, and hardware. We can see that he bought Alphabet on 3 occasions, in 2014, then in 2018, and finally at the end of 2019. In all cases, he made a profit. However, the most significant gains came from the changes in the stock price over the last 4 years. Additionally, we see that when the price fell in 2022, he added to this position and made a lot of money very quickly. So if I were to sum up his investment strategy, 1, he is a contrarian. He doesn't let the market dictate his actions. Instead, he uses market swings to his advantage. 2, he focuses on his own valuations and analysis. We can see that he keeps adding to a position until it reaches a certain price, and shortly after, he starts trimming it. 3, he's extremely patient. In some cases, he waits years for the price to reach what he believes is fair. But he doesn't get discouraged. He simply waits it out. 4, he has a long-term focus. Some of his investments have been held for over a decade, and we rarely see him make quick and drastic portfolio changes. Short-term news don't affect him. He may spend years slowly adjusting his portfolio to match what he believes is the best version of it. If you want to learn more about other great investors, check out those videos. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.